Hello there. It's your boy, Tasty Cake. So, I gotta tell you, I thought that I had human nature on my tablet. No, I had human nature on my tablet. I thought I had it in my files, the cloud. Then for some reason I couldn't find it. Then I go to my digital content. I do have it. Oh, this is it. That's the one I want to delete. I want to delete the history collection. That's a sample. Okay, I want to, yeah. I don't have it on any devices. Okay. Uh, delete. So I do have Human Nature, which I acquired 3 years ago, January 31st. I got it for free. And I thought I put it in my tablet. Turns out I was reading a sample. And it jumped, 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 jumped. So weird. So I do have it on my digital content on Amazon so I can read it from the computer, which is perfectly fine. I don't need to read it from the tablet. I just bring up a computer and find it. So I'm happy with that. This leads to doctor situation. Okay, I'm happy. Close that. Close it. I told uh, Mike Faber, aka Mark Fuber, of ESO Network and Earth Nation Who. I was going to make him the third doctor, not a Pertwee. And he's a man of very few words when he speaks with me on chat, messenger. He gets the point across. And it's like throwing out these ideas and it's like, it's a fascinating guy. I wish I was like him. Uber smart. And I had the ideas of this and that because race, my original thoughts, this here and there, but getting back to if people read this back in the day, they would say, "Oh, you copied Human Nature." So I didn't copy Human Nature. I didn't read the book. And they, for it now, they say, "Oh, you copied Human Nature with the Tenth Doctor." So I didn't copy Tenth Doctor, even though I did watch it. This was based on an original idea that he'd be roaming the earth. So, oh, you're copying Martha Jones too. And maybe it was with the pocket watch. I don't know. Speaking of which, I accidentally busted it right there. Yeah, cheap metal. It's not perfect. They open up, it's like, holy crap, look at the metal on here. It's all corrody. I love the design on the back, but it is what it is. It happens. I took the battery out, put it in a little plastic baggie. I need the battery. I made notes I want to do. Download when I get the computer down there, make it Windows 11 compatible. I won't load it. Download Zoom. Try to download OpenOffice 14 again. I don't know what's going on there. What else did I write down? I forgot. Download Zoom, OpenOffice, Dr. Human Nature. I don't need that now. I already got it. Human Nature. It was actually in my digital content. I'm happy. Buy a celery stick. So I had the fake one. But for purposes of still waiting for information if I'm going to be at a photo shoot or not, at the end of the week of my birthday week. So I can okay, is it going to work? So I have a celery stick, and will I see Christian Basil or not? I need to know these answers, and it's been a few days. It's always something. So at least I have Human Nature, so I can read out about it. Because in my dream, I had Seventh Doctor sitting at the head of the, it was a cafeteria. He's at the front with reading something, and it was Jodie Whittaker's doctor and I sitting at a little table. So I was like, okay, I'd never read Human Nature, so I don't know how different it is from the TV series with David Tennant's 10th Doctor. But in the story, it's going to have the 7th Doctor who's not involved, but you can see that he's there, and Bernice Summerfield, which she's involved. So Lisa Bowerman said it was okay. I said, okay, I can write her character. Even though we also write a character for the Perry and 6th Doctor and 13th Doctor and 12th Doctor, mentioning the 7th Doctor. 12th, 13th, Perry, 6th Doctor, 7th Doctor, Julian Bain. Julian Bain. Let me see something. I lost touch with a lot of people, sadly. And he was one person I wish I didn't lose touch with. I want to see if he's still a friend. He just kind of like been in the shadows. Yep. He's kind of a 19 friend. He has 19 friends and one mutual friend of mine. He just stopped posting. Last post was September 29th, 2022. Because I had the idea of, wanting him to do audios, this and that, and then I'm procrastinating. All the stories I should have written, all these things should have been done. Like, okay. Maybe one day when I actually do the dang novel and the story before. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Story and such. Oh, man. Sorry, but it was a Knight Rider Comlink replica watch, and a pre-order sold out to Big Bad Toy Store. I had to save them tablet, and I forgot. It was available at the time. Pre-order sold out. $25. So you walk around with the Knight Rider watch, Proper replica with basic watch functions, not an actual comlink. Shoot. Missed out. I forgot. Because I freaking forgot. I got the key replica. I get the key replica kit. That didn't sell out. I mean, the Comlink replica sold out. The reaction figure pre-order sold out. Pre-order sold out. Sold out. I gotta have the key. Set the key there as I got the key to the kit. I'll keep that for a second before I forget. But I told Mike Raber that I was going to put him as a doctor. And, man, a few words. Then I thought about it more so. I was like, well, I can do something more. I think I will. I got a bigger idea for the first series, which is also the first timeline, which is also 3 timelines. So keep that in mind. I'm seeing if there's anyone interested to becoming As I said before, became a character in my stories. You tell me how you see yourself. I'll put you in there like that. But if you want to be the Doctor, and if you're not already a character, even if you're already a character, it doesn't make a difference because we did that jump many times before. That's the idea. I'd write you in as a character. I have opening for 10 spots to become the Doctor. And it's only be short. It may have a. I'm not going to go into long. This is a short story. I'm not going to go into long chapters saying this is how things are. But you have your description of your character, the way you look, who you are as the Doctor, and a brief synopsis of what you did, what you're going through, and how you were generated. So I'm leaving that open. So keep that in mind. 10 spots, 10 doctors, just because. I was only going to do 3. And then there's me as the Valyard. Spoilers. And then another person is already there who was technically the third. Let's see. How did it happen? That happened first. So there, which led to there. So the third Doctor in the prequel to the novella actually happened first, but unbeknownst to me as the Valyard, didn't know that happened. So when the events came across again, it was a certain way, but then went back and prevented that from occurring, but because of the time wibbly wobbly timey wimey time paradox situation, the new third Doctor existed before the other one existed, even though the story is written before the next story. Spoilers. So even the Land of Amagon, which I wrote a story within the novella, I copied it, I made it its own short story. Changed the characters, same concept, but a little fiddle-faddle here. So I became the prequel to the novella. But the events in the prequel happened for me, yes, going through my timeline, the way I'm going through it, but the events that happen in that story to the other characters actually happen after I do, after the novella for the characters. So even though I'm witnessing it, the regeneration occurs during the story, but we don't know what's going on here. Because, these two people are regenerating. Dun, dun, dun. But when we get to the novella, there's nothing mentioned about it because I already had it written, saying that whole, okay, something's going to happen later. So like the story after the novella would be the direct sequel to Land of Amagon. And then we find out the events there. So the regeneration of the second Doctor in the novella happens. We have third Doctor, but then when the Valyard does its own thing, and that Doctor does regenerate in the story prequel, but then we find out what happened in the sequel, and that's why I would have kept it. I would have kept like 2 third Doctors going on here. It's like, okay, kind of weird and wild, wacky, but now I actually want to go further because it's the first timeline and everything's erased anyway. Let's go for the whole spectrum. I'm going to make Mike Faber the 13th Doctor. So I need 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th Doctor. So I'm going to need 10 more Doctors to fill in between the 2nd Doctor, played by Mike Mills, and the 13th Doctor will be portrayed by Mike Faber. So there it goes. I'm leaving that open. So I know at least two females who would love to join the part. One of them is subscribed site. I'm sure the other one as well. Could be another female. I have no problem with that. Just mix it in. Could be consent. Could be consecutive as well. There could be, all three of them are together. Boom, 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 and then it goes from male to female, female, female. It's back to male. However it's going to be, doesn't matter because it's all about regeneration. So I definitely know two. So it's out there. And if there's more, then that would be hilarious because no one's ever wanted to volunteer this before. But, things change. So there it is. I'm looking for 10 more doctors to be written into a story as describe your looks, describe your doctor, and, little short synopsis here and there. I don't know about going to 13. I'm not sure about going into, 11 chapters. Could be just a paragraph. How about how you did your thing, or a couple paragraphs? How you started off with uh, this, that, maybe a couple of ventures mentioned here and there, and then how you were generated. Then we jump on there because, it could be a long story. I have no problem with that. You give me the idea of what you want, I'll put it in there for you. But the story is very simple. It's the Rani is chasing the doctor. That's what happened in Land of Amagon. She put him in a mask. So my Valyard came about, I had no idea who you are. And it was under some kind of control too. So when it came about them leaving or I am leaving, something happened. It's been so long. But at the end, I had them both regenerating. Not knowing it was the Rani and not knowing it was the second doctor. And then to come about, say, was, I guess I would be in the background because the third doctor, Roger Boys, would be confronting this doctor. And he's like, okay, kind of know each other because, same person. Not parallel universe. This is a time paradox right here. A paradox in a paradox is true. So they're discussing this, and Mike Faber's doctor, number 13, will be discussing how went through his other lives. So it'd be like, it's just a synopsis story. It's like, here's explaining all these doctors what has happened, kind of thing, just straightforward. No, an outline story. That's not a storyline of here's an adventure here and there. It starts off with some kind of adventure. It would be his adventure, and it may be his last adventure because he's the 13th Doctor. And it's like, which one of you are the paradox? Because you happen first, but then you happen here and there, and say, spoilers, I'm the one to deal with Roger Boyd's doctor. I have no qualms with Mike Faber's doctor or anything. It was the Rani that was trying to create a new Valyard because it was between the doctor's last and final regeneration. So that's whole may just like bittersweet ending, and so yeah. So I always have a beginning and the ending. It's just the middle I'm filling with. With. So it's an outline story. But there's always a tale, You have an idea, I'll put it in there. I will write it out and create new characters just to go around the whole thing. So it may be a big story. Could be a big story. It should be a big story. But it has 10 doctors in it. It has 11 doctors in it. One doctor telling his old stories of what happened from Land of Amagon all the way to his time. So all that in between, it could be anything I said. Could make it big, make it spectacular. So it's out there. And I sit up about 20 minutes. Wacky. So bring in your ideas. If you're already a character in, I said, if you're already a character already created for first or second timeline, doesn't matter. I'll still put you in as a doctor. I'm expecting a big crowd to say, who really wants this character as being the doctor? So like I said, I know 3 off the top of my head. Maybe 4. So it's out there. Those who watch my videos will understand. And that's the reason why you should watch my videos. So with that, please like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, tell all your friends. I need some peoples on here. And with that, as I always say, time waits and turns slowly.